Luffy will not be the Pirate King by the end of One Piece. It will be, in my opinion, Buggy the Clown, or Buggy the Clown. Okay, now, this isn't a troll video. I am being 100% serious. I truly believe Buggy will end up being the Pirate King by the end of the series. As ridiculous as that sounds, I think we have seen enough evidence of the story so far to suggest that this could be an actual thing. Both Buggy and Luffy's journey parallel one another. They first meet each other right at the start of the series in Orange Town and have journeyed into becoming Yonko by chapter 1053 in Wano. Luffy's rise to pirate infamy was him taking on big-name pirates such as Crocodile, Gecko Moria, Doflamingo, and now recently in Wano with Kaido and Big Mom. Taking on these big names as well as being a direct threat to the world government itself, such as declaring war on the world government by burning the flag in Enies Lobby, or being an influential figure in the Marineford War with the Whitebeard pirates. And that's the thing, Luffy may not know it yet, but he's been an undercover revolutionary all this time, because if you think about it, the big name pirates that I mentioned previously, Crocodile, Gecko Moria, and Doflamingo, they were all Shichibukais, so Luffy going up against them means he's directly fighting against the world government. Buggy, on the other hand, was captured and was placed in Impelled Down, never to be seen again, until Luffy came in and broke him out. It was at this point both characters' rise to Yonko journey has started, because before, these characters were just a big nuisance to the world government. Well, in Buggy's case, he was already captured, but because both of them together managed to escape Impelled Down, something that no one has ever done before, and then be integral parts in the Marineford War, that made the world government stand up and think, okay, these guys need to be taken out now. But there was a common trait in both of these characters that solidified why they will end up being Yonko and be legitimate candidates for being Pirate King, and that is influence. Both Luffy and Buggy can influence people around them into coming into their side. Buggy did way back in the day when he recruited Alvida, and then in Impelled Down, he again recruited all the prison inmates to follow him into war. Mihawk, whilst in a fight with Vista, mentioned that Luffy has the most dangerous ability in the seas in that he's able to gather people around him and influence them. I know Buggy's moments is done for laughs, such as the moment when Shanks came in and Buggy was pissed at Shanks, and then his followers were all in shock that he's talking so aggressively with a Yonko. But the world government won't see it like that. They will see Buggy as a guy that has links with Shanks. He was part of Gold Roger's crew back in the day and has managed to capture a majority of the Impelled Down escapees as his subordinates, which was the reason why they made him Shichibukai in the first place. So post time skip, we know the story. Luffy picks a fight with Kaido and ends up defeating him in Wano, establishing him as a new Yonko, whereas Buggy, who was a Shichibukai by the world government, had now the world government itself have reversed their decision after the reverie into abolishing the Shichibukai system. He somehow managed to still get Mihawk and Crocodile by his side and fend off the world government. Now Buggy is the one in control and is now giving out bounty posters of the Marines, which changes the game completely, as because of his influence already, if he says to his army to go and attack a specific Marine, they will without any hesitation, which is a big move on Buggy's end, whereas Luffy managed to topple both Big Mom and Kaido. Now, obviously, it was Kid and Law who defeated Big Mom, but the narrative was that Luffy invaded Big Mom's castle and burnt it to the ground, which is why he got the 1.5 billion berry bounty in the first place. And then he goes to Wano, a land that even the world government hasn't placed a foot in until Admiral Greenbull towards the end of Wano, and he beats Kaido in his own yard. With Big Mom falling as well, these two characters just did major moves in the story. Buggy recruiting Mihawk, who had daily duels with Shanks back in the day, as well as recruiting Crocodile and placing bounties on the Marines, whilst Luffy destroyed the established Yonko system that was in place for decades. These two characters, with the way the story is going, would be at the finish line in contention for Pirate King with the power moves they have displayed already. Now, why do I think Buggy will end up being Pirate King and not Luffy? Well, Luffy always says to his opponents that he wants to be Pirate King. That is his catchphrase. Buggy, on the other hand, has never stated so far that he wants to be Pirate King, nor rise into becoming a Yonko. All he wants is Captain John's treasure, but he ended up being a Yonko anyway. Buggy, by pure dumb luck, always manages to find himself in positions of power. If not that, then he always manages to escape a situation where you know he should have died, such as the countless times in Marineford. And being Pirate King is the ultimate position of power. You basically rule the seas. Which gets me thinking, Luffy doesn't want to be Pirate King. He just wants to be the man with the most freedom, as he explained to Rayleigh back in Shabodi that the man with the most freedom is the Pirate King. But that's Luffy's interpretation of what a Pirate King is, where in reality, the guy that conquers the sea can also be defined as being the Pirate King. Luffy and Buggy remind me a lot of Hercule and Goku back in Dragon Ball Z. Even though the masses know Hercule as the hero of the world, the main group of characters truly know that Goku was Earth's savior. I think a similar situation will happen like that, where Buggy will be the man to conquer the seas and be established as the Pirate King, whilst Luffy will be the true Pirate King, finding the One Piece and being the man with the most freedom in the seas. Buggy is on the path to conquering the world, as we established with the power moves he's doing already. So by the end of the series, the responsibility of Pirate King will be on Buggy's shoulders, as we also need to remember Luffy doesn't like giving out orders and being responsible. As we saw at the end of Dressrosa, he doesn't even like it when the commanders call him boss. He'd rather let them do whatever they want, and if they need any help or if he needs any help, he will call them or they will call him. Luffy having the responsibilities of the Pirate King goes against his very philosophy of freedom, so I can see it ending in a way where the common people of the One Piece world will know Buggy as the established Pirate King, whilst the big players and the main characters of the world will know Luffy as the Pirate King, the freest man in the seas.